everybody, it's Billie here again, and in today's video I want to explain sentence stress in English to you. Alright, let's have a look and let's make a start. So first of all, what do we even mean by sentence stress? Now that is really the pattern of stressed and unstressed syllables in a language. And for us, we want to have a look at English. Now, if some syllables are more stressed than others, then obviously that will create a certain rhythm and beat of a spoken language. And so it's quite interesting to find out, well, which words are stressed and which words are not stressed and why. And hopefully that's what we're going to find out today. But before we start, I just want to remind us again what stress really means, okay? So when a syllable is stressed, that means that it's usually said a little bit louder and a little bit longer. And that obviously would make it also easier to hear and understand, so it's a bit clearer. Now there is also a change in pitch, but we're not going to get into too much detail. I think let's keep it simple and just remember that when you stress a syllable, it becomes louder and slightly longer, okay? And there's a difference between word stress and sentence stress. So word stress is determining which syllable within a word is stressed. So we have the word photo here, and photo consists of two syllables, but only the first one is stressed. We say photo. Okay, if you're not sure about word stress, then watch my other video. I'm going to link to it in the comment section. And then sentence stress really means which words within a sentence or an utterance are stressed. So I put the word photo in the sentence for you, and we've got, I took a photo of it. So took and photo are the main words that are stressed in the sentence. I took a photo of it. You can actually hear it. They're a little bit louder and a little bit longer than the other syllables. Now, let's look at some examples, and I've given you several examples on this slide and also the following one, and while we read over them and I'll show you which words are stressed, I want you to pay attention really what type of words these are, because you can probably figure out afterwards which words we tend to stress. So the first sentence is, the kids want pizza for dinner. And the words that are stressed I've put in purple, and there's a little stress bubble above them. Now the words kids and want both only consist of one syllable. This is pretty easy. That's the one obviously that's stressed. And then pizza and dinner both consist of two syllables, but only the first one is stressed, and so that's why half of the word is only in purple. P and D, so pizza and dinner are P and D basically are the syllables that are stressed, and so the bubble is just above that part of the word, okay? And then we've got another example. Painting and reading are my favorite hobbies. So paint, read, favorite hobbies, okay? Those four words, and within the word, those syllables are stressed. Painting, reading, favorite hobbies. Let's have a look at some more examples. Now, those two words are actually linked. So we've got, she has been to Australia, but she has not been to New Zealand. And you've noticed here, both sentences are written in the present perfect. So we've got has, auxiliary, and then been, our main verb, and been is stressed. So she has been to Australia. Australia has three syllables and the middle one is stressed, Australia, but she has not been to New Zealand. The second sentence is a negative sentence. We have not here. And of course we could have said she hasn't been to New Zealand. That's possible too. And then hasn't would also be stressed, and the not is stressed here as well. Right, so why are these words stressed and not the other one? What about she and to and but and has? Why are they not stressed, you might wonder? So I've got all the sentences here again. Have a quick read over them again and see if you can notice something in the stressed words. We had kids, want, pizza, dinner, painting, reading, favorite, hobbies. Then we had been, not, Australia, New Zealand. So all of those words, you can probably figure out already, most of them belong to the same word classes. And then others that are not stressed also belong to the same word classes. So let's have a look here at another sort of example in a moment. But first of all, the main rule really is that words that carry meaning and information are the ones that we stress in English. And really, those are the essential words to the message. And usually those words are nouns, verbs, adjectives, but also negative auxiliaries and any negative words that change the meaning. And let's have a look, because I can give you an example where that becomes really, really clear. We'll go back to our sentence with the pizza here, okay? So we had, the kids want pizza for dinner. And let's follow this on with another example sentence. There are onions, tomatoes, and pepperoni in the fridge, but no cheese. And you can see in the second sentence we had onion, tomatoes, pepperoni, fridge, and no cheese. Those are all the words that are stressed, okay? And remember what I said about stress. So stress makes a word a little bit, or a syllable a little bit longer and louder, and therefore easier for us also to catch and hear. So if you were to only hear the stressed words in those sentences, kids want pizza, dinner, onions, tomatoes, pepperoni, fridge, no cheese, you'd probably think, oh, Billie's got a bit weird. She's only talking in nouns now to us. But you would probably understand the message of the sentences, right? You're like, okay, there's something about kids that want pizza for dinner and there's stuff in the fridge, but no cheese. So although quite a lot of words have disappeared, you still get the main message. Whereas if we took the same sentences now and you could only hear the other words, right? Imagine we stressed the other words instead. The, for, there are, and, in the, but. Now you have no idea what I'm talking about, right? If the other words were not audible, but these ones were stressed, you're like, what is she trying to tell us? We have no idea. And so it's really obvious that, you know, the words that are essential to our message are the ones that we're going to say clearer and louder, and that those are the ones that we're going to stress, right? And it's really as easy as that and as simple as that. And so to summarize that, really, usually the words that are stressed in English are therefore nouns, main verbs, not auxiliaries, but main verbs, adjectives, adverbs, and also words that negate, so words that make something negative, because of course if the sentence is suddenly negative and it changes the meaning, you could go back again to the sentence about the girl who was in Australia but not in New Zealand, right? So that's really a very simple summary, okay? And therefore words that are usually not stressed are articles, prepositions, affirmative auxiliary verbs, etc. Okay, so this is just sort of a rough rule and list really of which words are stressed and which are not stressed. Okay, and the words that are not stressed in English, they usually also experience vowel reduction, and there's also a couple of other things that happen in connected speech. And if you want to find out more about vowel reduction and connected speech, then please have a look at my other videos. All right, now here is just a quick little summary for vowel reduction, because we had an example sentence where that happened. So we'll go back to our second sentence here. There are onions, tomatoes, and pepperoni in the fridge, but no cheese. Now, end, the word end, I've transcribed it here for you. You've got and, but if I say it at natural speed in a sentence here, there are onion and tomatoes. There are onion, tomatoes, and pepperoni in the fridge. The end becomes n. This is a schwa, an n sound, and that is what we call vowel reduction. Okay, the has become an a schwa. The schwa features quite a lot in vowel reduction. And if you wonder what these symbols are all about and the transcription, and you're like, oh, this looks all very complicated, have a look at my channel, because I've got a lot of videos teaching you all of the symbols, so it'll become a lot clearer, and it's fun as well. You've got a secret language that you can write little messages. All right, so that's vowel reduction, and that obviously happens a lot in unstressed words so that they can be reduced. You can say them a little bit faster because English is a stress-timed language, as we know. All right, I think it's time to practice and to see how much you've understood. Right, it's time to practice. Let's have a look at these 6 sentences. This is what you have to do. I want you to read those sentences out loud naturally and then identify which words are stressed in the sentences. And be very careful with number 5 and 6. Those are a little bit more difficult, but I'm sure you can do it. So read over those, pause the video, see if you can do this, and then continue to watch the video to see the answers. All right, and the answers are, let's have a look at these sentences again. Number 1, our neighbor's house is big and old. So we are going to stress the nouns, neighbor's house, and also the adjectives big and old. Number 2, his wife is beautiful, but she's not very nice. So you can see again which words are stressed. I've highlighted those for you in purple. Here it's also important to stress the word not because it's obviously changing the meaning, okay? Number 3, let's meet tonight at 6 to go and see a film. So tonight is also important here. You need to stress that one. Let's meet tonight at 6 to go and see a film. So if you can even hear it if you just say it naturally. Those words are a little bit louder and longer and clearer. Number 4, I often wonder what else there is in the universe. So again, you've got the words highlighted. And now I said to you, number 5 and 6 were a little bit difficult. Number 5 was a bit cheeky of me because I told you that auxiliary verbs are usually not stressed, but here in that question, you have to stress it. So, do you like her? So do and like are naturally stressed if it is a question. Do you like her? Yes, I do. So any short answer, yes, I do, yes, I have, no, I haven't, no, I don't. You always stress the yes or no, and then also the auxiliary, but only because this is a short answer and there's no main verb following. Okay, so yes, I do. And then number 6, I can sing, but I can't dance. So here in the positive part, you only stress the verb sing, but in the second part, we have can't in the negative, and so we do have to stress it because this obviously changes the meaning. Now you can also hear that it's negative with my pronunciation because I speak more with a British accent, and so I would say can't. But if that sentence was said by an American speaker, they would most likely say can't. And the T is often lost anyway, there's elision here. So really the difference between the positive can and can't, the negative is really something you can only hear through the stress. So that's very important. Okay, if you have any questions, leave me a comment and I'm very happy to get back to you. And I hope this has been helpful and that you've learned something new.